Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 in our Axis Italy campaign. It is February 23, 1943, and we are in a somewhat stuck campaign, particularly the light of the static front with the Soviet Union, where the Germans are making hardly any progress. That's basically what characterizes our position for the last couple of in-game months. I would say that Italy has done its job as part of the coalition. We are securing eastern and parts of Central Africa. We have secured the Arabian Peninsula largely. We have secured the Mediterranean early on, with the exception of the entrance into the Atlantic Ocean, but it doesn't matter that much. Back reconnected. As I said, with the Germans having nothing to offer in terms of navy, there is having access to the Atlantic is probably not as important as for us it was to secure Persian Gulf and the Arabian Peninsula. Let's see what we can do. I think eventually Italy will run out of steam. We have very few troops back home. If there was any serious attempt by the Allies to penetrate into Axis controlled territory via the Mediterranean, there would be very little I could do about it at this moment. I mean, of course I could pull back my troops from, say, Africa or Persia, but it would take a lot of time. It would be risky because at least parts of the transports would have to go over the open ocean. So basically we need the Germans to, I don't know what they can do really if I look at them, but whatever they are doing, it's not working. It's not good. Norway is basically undefended. Soviet Union have taken control of the North Cape area. Finland is under pressure. Of course, parts of the Western Soviet Union are under Axis control, but the Soviet Union still has access to the Black Sea, for example. Not that it matters, because the rest of the Mediterranean is under Italian control. But it shows you how little progress the Axis has made. Japan in the Far East is not... They are holding on in China barely, I have to say, because front line used to be about 100 to 2 kilometers further west and south. I can see now here they're being pushed back in the Hong Kong area. They used to control this entire portion here between Shanzhong and the I forgot the name of the river again. Here the Hong Kong area, they controlled all of this. They controlled parts of the Guangxi clique territory. They almost linked up here, but now all this progress has been reverted. Looks even like they are moving troops out of central China. Yeah, the entire front line here is being held by China Nanjing troops. And the Japanese have pulled back largely to the southeastern portion of the front. And yeah, so there is, I don't know, there is not too much hope, I would say. They're losing some island bases to the allies in the Pacific. Eniwetok is a famous example. So is Truk. Saipan has fallen. Iwo Jima is under American control. No occupations or invasions have taken place in Southeast Asia at all. Australia is secure and safe. Indochina has been lost to the Allies, although there is some sort of Japanese-fueled uprising going on here in northern Vietnam. But overall, I would say the Axis is on the retreat in Asia anyway, and in Europe, in West Asia, we're holding on. Maybe we have some smaller successes, particularly where Italy is responsible in Persia. Africa has been rather successful. Otherwise, I think we're not shortly before a collapse, but shortly before a major sea change in the war. Germany does have forces in the west, but seems to be some issue with manpower if I'm looking at these divisions in along the Atlantic coast. There's not a crazy number of divisions. Yes, every port is garrisoned. I don't see any reserves in the rear areas. So a major naval invasion, be it in the Mediterranean or along the Atlantic coast or even in Norway, would significantly change our outlook. And I'm kind of debating what that means for Italy. Because my heartland is completely exposed at this point. I have about 4 or 5 divisions here. In the western or central Mediterranean area. The troops are fighting thousands of kilometers away from Rome. Persian front. Persian front 2,500 kilometers away roughly. Troops in Central Africa 3,500 kilometers away from Rome. Entire oceans and vast stretches of land lay between them and the Italian homeland. This exposure is a problem. Sure. Problem is I can't just pull my troops out of Africa. "18 divisions in Africa. 23 divisions on the Arabian Peninsula and in south of the Caucasus. Another 9 divisions in southern Russia. Even the recent successes in Persia, one option, one scenario, one glimmer of hope could be to take Persia out of the war, maybe with an aggressive push, defeat Persia. Then what? If I were to pull back troops, then that would still leave this area exposed to a counterattack from the Soviet Union, from India. Advantage, of course, would be to open a second front against the Soviet Union. That could help. Could help with distracting the Soviet Union, making their operations more complex, more risky. They would have to dedicate troops. This could thin line, maybe enough so that the Germans or other Axis troops could succeed. On the other hand, pulling back from Africa, Belgium is weak. That's everything that's left of Belgium. Maybe Belgium could be taken out of the war. Raw materials could be cut off for the Allies. Central Africa is significant for the Axis in terms of raw materials. They would need more effort. Fighting here is hard. There is no infrastructure, no air bases. And it still wouldn't solve the problem of the Axis being vulnerable in Central Europe. Yeah, I'm really in a strategic dilemma here. Maybe we should try aggression against Persia, if we can take them out of the war. Puppet Persia, which I can't do for my leadership, but I probably would go edit the save game. Maybe I don't have to because they're at war with Germany, and Germany would probably puppet them. I think that's basically the only hope. Because retreating, pulling back, yes, while it would bring troops back to Italy, not immediately but over time, secure Italy, but it wouldn't really solve all the problems. Probably would mean that the Axis would lose control of most parts of East Africa, probably the Arabian Peninsula. Wouldn't really solve any problems. We would lose a lot of oil, trade routes to Kuwait. The oil that we now control since we took control of Oman, United Arab Emirates area, so forth. So I think for a little while longer, I'm going to try to bolster the defenses of the homeland with the troops that I'm training. There is also to consider that our manpower resources are falling rapidly. I don't feel yet that I can pull back from other theaters. Should try to overrun the Belgians. Too low infrastructure. Can't move into this province. Move into this one either. Could move into this one. Problem is there are enemy troops. I tried to attack earlier. Didn't really go anywhere. Very difficult. We have better commanders maybe. Military engineer commanders would help. Which I have none left in my officer pool. I have a skill 0 engineer. One of these divisions, but see, do we have anything else? Bring him. Commander of 18th Division is a military engineer. Yeah, so there are not tons of engineers, but we have a couple now. Of course, this will further use the organization, these divisions, so we might have to wait a bit. I think that's the best we can hope for. And we'll have to wait for these divisions to reorganize. And maybe we can try to cross the river to central Congo. In the meantime, to try to make something happen in Persia, to bolster defenses at home, and to support whatever little progress we can achieve on the Eastern Front. Okay. Now, Persia. Attack. No, the Iraqis are pulling back. What is this? Osborne Wilkinson. They're in Italian controlled. Osborne Wilkinson sounds like a British commander. Apparently we have some British deserter commanding an Iraqi infantry division. It's very mountainous here, but we'll keep the light armor division around. Might be useful later on in the west and the east of the country. What do we do about the north? Do we push aggressively to capital? Or do we try to destroy troops in the north first? Here we have tried to attack several times, but it hasn't worked. I'm wondering if I have troops that I can redeploy to the north to make a breakthrough happen. Breaking through to the Soviet border, encircling these divisions and destroying them. Using the enemy troop strength. Redeploy light armor here. Then breaking through. Then we have two provinces that are named Ardabil. Also weird. Map bug. But what if I take the light armor division from here? Deploy it all the way north. Concentrate troops here. I don't know what will happen when we push the Soviet border. Might just provoke Soviet troops into participating in the battle for Persia. I'd rather just try to solve the problem in the south. Lots of mountains along the coast of the Persian Gulf. Maybe it would be better to break through the mountains here into the desert. In the desert I can operate easily, but here this is all defensive territory with hills and mountains. Tabriz is a target, Tehran is a target, ports along the coast are a target. Thing is, when I control this territory, I'll be directly facing Soviet troops as well. Really difficult here to find the correct way to attack to go forward. A lot of HQs here. This could mean that it's a good way to break through here. Start a probing attack. Yeah, let's unpause, see what happens. Where do we... I see reinforcements. The Navy is currently tasked with striking Diego Garcia, the British base, Indian Ocean. Small raid going on. Can't move any further. Enough range. Okay, so we'll stay in the area and do some port strikes. We are under attack in Awas. Oh, that's right, that's the it's here where I tried to pull out light armor. So I'm gonna have them stay here for a while. Don't think this attack is going anywhere from the numbers. I also have 2 Ethiopian militia divisions supporting Italian forces. Then we have engaged the enemy in Iraq, which, as I suspected, is mainly defended only actually by 2 infantry divisions, and the rest of the units here are HQs. Let's see how that goes. And maybe we should bring back aerial support in the form of medium bombers. Although I'm wondering where they went. Oh, they returned to Italy at one point. Right. So let's bring them forward. New Persia. Checking in on my fleets off Diego Garcia. let's attack Iraq aggressively for a few days. I think we might see some success here from the port strikes. Battle of Iraq is won. So no need for us to bombard this province any longer. What happens next? Of course, our own convoys in the Atlantic under attack. And the attack dungeon is not working because there are a lot of enemy divisions. 4 divisions attacking on our side is not enough. So we can let it run for a while and we can bring in some air support. Maybe change the tide. I'm pulling these divisions back from the front line. But I can basically only cover about 2 provinces with 2 divisions at a time. Here I have 3 divisions. Of course, I'm relying on my Axis allies to do their part as well. Small events here happening in Ugra. Axis takes Ugra, we would be 200 kilometers from Moscow. See some Axis reinforcements moving north of Lake Ladoga. Although medium armor divisions in the forests of Karelia, questionable. Of the Ethiopian militia divisions has to pull back from us. And we are under attack in Kirkuk. No, we're not under attack, we're actually trying to secure our bill. We've improved artillery training and doctrine. Good afternoon, Theory. Yep, so let's get better anti-tank weapons. Finland probably buying crude oil from Venezuela. So losing transports to for convoys in the Far East. Sorry, into the Atlantic. We have 3 convoys. And over to Cartagena. And over to Caracas. So it's actually 3 already. Cartagena is the Colombian port. Crude oil trade with Colombia. 2 crude oil trades with Venezuela. And then 4 more with Venezuela. There's a trade raider in the Central Atlantic, but there is nothing we can do about it. What happened with my resource stash? Which one are you talking about? Oil I was able to bring back from 0 to 1,000. Fuel has been problematic all the time. Been particularly long, but I'm not that worried about it because I have the crude oil. It's just a question whether I can convert it. Germany cancels a supplies trade. Not exactly brilliant. Hello, TARDIS mechanic. Yes, I'm proud to call myself one of the few Hearts of Iron 3 streamers. We still haven't sunk the light cruiser in Diego Garcia in port. Our air groups are getting depleted as well, and probably running this fleet off the coast of Diego Garcia costs me a lot of fuel as well. I'm gonna let them bomb. Do we see anything? So that the port does take damage. Not that much. Yeah, so yeah, our situation is desperate. Maybe not as Italy per se, but the Axis is generally in trouble. Acted again. I really have to talk to my provider. I've even been noticed interruptions in my internet connection when I was just surfing. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they changed something on their side. Anyway, here we are looking at the Battle of Erbil. We're trying to take Erbil. Even a small encirclement of a few provinces would help reduce the number of enemy divisions. But we are making progress here. Maybe we can take Persia out of the war, puppet it for the Axis, does solve our problems here. Maybe. Wait. Did I click? I misclicked. Yeah. A mistake. I've killed their progress, but I would be able to take the province anyway. Nothing I can do about these trade raiders in the Atlantic, except for trying to outbuild them in terms of convoys and escorts. These were also sinking their convoys. I think first we'll see the collapse of Japan, and then the US will be able to direct all their forces to the European theater. And that's when this little Axis party that's going on here come to a screeching halt. If not before. In Africa, we have been preparing for an attack on Bwende, Central Congo. Since we have reassigned new commanders, it's going to take a while for these divisions to reorganize. Go and pick up this motorized division. Bombers executing ground attacks. Cancel our medium bombers missions. Could back them. Probably to the south. For 10 days. Infantry regiments in Shari Court. 4 divisions. Not a lot of support though, which is good. Means our airstrikes will be effective. Air groups don't look great. And supplies are becoming a problem for Italian fleet off of Diego Garcia. Yeah, light cruiser isn't here anymore. I don't know whether it was destroyed, sunk in port, or whether it was able to escape heavily damaged. I'm going to assume it has been sunk in port. We have air superiority over southern Russia, but no major advances. Main problem. Is there an attack going on in this province? I support this attack. Yes, there is an attack going on. Finally, Italian divisions join the Germans. 7th Panzer Division and 93rd Infantry Division. This must be roughly the 17th battle of Arbusinka. Question is, what happens now if we take Arak? Arak is completely exposed from all sides. German contribution to the Italian industry has shrunk to 2 units of IC. Battle of Arbusinka. And Barbil is captured. See if we can cut off area back here, west of the Euphrates. Wait, this is... One is the Euphrates and one is the Tigris. I think this the eastern river is the Tigris. Maybe we can cut off one division between the two rivers. Maybe. Okay, resources from Kuwait, rare materials and metal have been seized. And finally, the territorial dispute between Peru and their neighbor. I believe it's, is it Ecuador or Chile? Oh, Ecuador and Bolivia, maybe, I'm not sure. Corrupt, they might start a war. Okay, Arbisinca captured. Let's move in to take it. There has been a push. Even Myatleva has been taken, only 164 kilometers from Moscow, but will be lost soon. And Peru is at war with Ecuador. You know what this means? Maybe Americans will have to intervene and get stuck, put themselves into a difficult situation, which will change the outcome of the war in Asia, hopefully. That's a very kind of fantastical hope to cling on to. I'm still convinced that Japan will soon collapse. Okay, 25th Division has arrived in Sanjan. Finally, the attack on Avos ceases. Soviets immediately counterattack into Arbusinka. Lots of counterattacks, so progress in the Ukraine is not going to be easy. We finished 10 transports. I'm going to add the next batch immediately. Those convoys are the only thing keeping us alive in terms of oil and fuel. See, we can kick the Soviets out of Bobrinets. Doesn't look too terrible. Get more divisions to be called in from their reserve position. The fast corps will stay back. The 2 armor corps will move in and secure Bobrinets. This could trigger a steamroll movement from all Axis troops in the area. Take back the Dnieper basin here. That would be wonderful. But not sure this will happen. Or calls in the reserves. Go back to the Persian theater. Trying to take Arok. Where a British infantry division under Persian command has moved in to defend. And armor corps has arrived in Bobrinets. Where's the next attack happening? improve the combat medicine or improve the first aid. Helps us with casualty trickle back. Maybe this will stabilize our manpower problems. Let's try to industrial efficiency. Yeah, let's try to get this. I can't even look at the other tabs. There are so many important things to research, so I have to focus on the absolutely necessary. British bombers over the Alps. So we've made it into Sanjan with 2 divisions even. It looks like we can push back versions quite a bit. We have been taking few provinces. Cancel this back here. Time being. Question is, what do we do with this? Do we... Where do we go? Probably up her. Up her and then Ardabil. Close. South Ardabil, since there is a second province named Ardabil just north of it. And then we would have split the new Persian territory, which now of course is without the southern south shore Caspian Sea. We could split the Persian territory in two and try to mop up. This is roughly, they have 5 divisions alone in Ardabil. 3 more here, that would be 8, 9, at least 10 divisions. Not very strong ones, but still 10 divisions less to deal with. I have no idea what kind of Soviet forces we have to look at. I'm going to use one bomber command to bomb the north of Persia and find out what's going on. Maybe we can even bomb the south of Russia. See what's going on, whether the Soviet Union has any troops in the vicinity. Battle of Arbil is won, so we can defend the province for now. Probably have some Iraqi troops move in to help the defense. Battle of Arak is won. I'm not quite sure what to do with this victory. Maybe we can take Hamadan. Here sandwiched between these 3 provinces. We already have a division. Second division is moving into Hamadan. Okay. Maybe we can capture Shari Court. Consolidate the front line here. I think we just have to keep pushing aggressively and exploit opportunities for encirclements when they arise. And maybe we could do a little coup and get Persia out of the war for the Allies. Maybe we have to keep pushing aggressively though. I'm going to have Marines attack into Shari Court right now. Second Libyan division from the northwest. Then I'll dedicate one bomber command as well. Initially for 10 days. And then we have improved close air support pilot training. Stay up to date with our fighter pilots as well. have 4 divisions to attack our. And 7th Corps under Obiarelli will be tasked with this. And then we'll actually be in the outskirts of Tehran again. We have 5 divisions left. Maybe this is enough to clean up the north. We're running low on money. We're spending money on fuel from Germany. Metal from Germany. We need to free about 6 units of money or make it by selling something. And we sell supplies. No, we don't have supplies to sell, really. Could sell rares to Germany. Although we wouldn't be making a lot of money. Okay, roughly cut our deficit in half. Going to be enough. We can bombard the southern portion of the Caucasus. See what the Soviet Union has there. And we have improved the small fuel tank. More range for our fighters. I think we should knock out all the infantry technologies and then take care of the rest. We only have 6 domestic spies. Invest everything into spies, everything that's not in research. Battle of Shari Court is won. Finally, 3rd Alpine Division Julia arrives in Arc. 17th Division has arrived in Arc. And the Battle of Hamadan has been won. Attack. Oh no. An additional division has moved into Shari Court. Oh yeah, there are Soviet divisions. We have seen from our bombing campaign over the southern Caucasus region. Mountain infantry, some regular infantry along the Caspian Sea coast. So unfortunately, we will not be able to just walk into the underbelly of the Soviet Union after defeating the Allies in Persia. attack. Speaking of which, we try to keep things moving in the Ukraine. I don't know. On here, I haven't been looking at this bombing campaign here in a long time, but I'm going to pull back the fleets for the time being. Energy from Kuwait, wonderful. Battle of Maloviska is won. Hopefully we'll be able to hold on. This is the defensive battle here. Let's see if we can steamroll here as well, maybe take back the space in the knee here of the Dnieper River. There's a small chance. With spring, another counterattack from the allies in Africa. One into Tabora and one into Mbeya. Okay. I think we have accomplished something in the past month in game. Persia has developed some dynamic can hopefully use. We have to see what we do about the Russians in the southern Soviet Union. Not sure what happens when we link up to their border. Might be tempted to counter invade basically, which would be a problem because then suddenly we would be facing a lot more enemy divisions. But they seem to be reluctant to move into Persian territory. Well, they have fairly good relations with Iran. Oh, the Soviets have brilliant relations with the United States. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to interrupt the stream here. As I said, I wanted to cut my stream shorter, so it is easier for people to watch on YouTube. We're going to pick up soon where we left off today. Thank everybody who stopped by, and I'll see you soon. Here.